Hello, class 9th. Hope you all are good. Children, all of you know that water is one of the important natural resource which is vital for the growth and development of all plants and animal life. Human body also needs water to carry out different functions in each and every cell. Water is also required in industries such as agriculture, transportation and power plants where electricity is generated. And water is the only substance which is found in all three states in nature at the same time, that is a solid, liquid and gaseous state. Okay, now children, let's revise chapter 3, that is your water. Okay, now what is water cycle? Water cycle is actually circulation of water from the earth's surface to the atmosphere by evaporation and back to the earth surface as a rainwater, but by the process of condensation is called water cycle, right? And water is a compound. Why? Because in water the elements hydrogen and oxygen are combined in fixed proportion by weight. Means 2 volume of hydrogen when combined with 1 volume of oxygen, then it forms 1 molecule of water, right? Second is your properties of water. They differ from the properties of its individual elements, hydrogen and oxygen. All of you know hydrogen is highly inflammable gas which can easily catch fire, and oxygen always help in burning. But when these two elements combined in a fixed proportion, they form water, and water always puts off the fire, right? Or it extinguish fire. Means the properties of water are totally different from its individual elements. Now next is your components, hydrogen and oxygen. They can be separated by chemical means only, not by physical means. That's why water is a compound, not an element. Now next is your what do you mean by natural water and treated water? Natural water means water which is found in natural state is known as natural water. That is your rainwater, spring water, well water. And treated water, the water which which has received some form of treatment. Means it may be, for example, distilled water is a treated water. So that's why treated water is divided into 3 parts, 3 categories: distilled water, pipe-borne water and chlorinated water. Distilled water, so it is the purest form of water, right? And which is used for qualitative analysis, and it is prepared by condensation of water vapors or steam, and it is soft water and free from all solutes. While pipe-borne water, it is prepared by filtration followed by chemical treatment of water, and it is free from bacteria but may contain essential mineral solutes. And last is your chlorinated water, which is used in swimming pool in chlorinated to kill germs. Actually in swimming pool chlorine is added to kill the germs. Okay, next is your water is a universal solvent. Why? Because it has ability to dissolve a large number of substance, for example salt, sugar, etc. Even it can dissolve gases also, and hence because water dissolve almost every common substance and is therefore called universal solvent. Now what is the difference between solvent, solute and solution? What is solvent? It is a liquid medium of dissolution which allows the solute to dissolve in it so as to form a solution is called solvent. For example, if suppose you take a salt, means your common salt, sodium chloride, is dissolved in water. So water is a solvent, right? That is, it is a liquid medium of dissolution which allow the solute to dissolve in it. Solute is a substance which dissolve or disappear in the solvent to form a solution is called solute. And solution, it is a homogeneous mixture of solute in a solvent, right? Now next is your what is dilute solution? It is a solution in which the amount of solute is relatively small. Suppose you take 1 cup of water and add 1 spoon sugar, right? It is called what? Dilute solution. But if you add if you take a 1 cup of water and add 6 spoon of sugar in it, then it is called what? Concentrated solution. Means a solution in which amount of solute is relatively large, then it is called concentrated solution. And the solution in which amount of solute is relatively small compared to the amount of solvent in a given mass of it is called dilute solution. Now next is your true solution. True solution is nature wise it is always transparent, that is your homogeneous in nature. Actually, when salt is dissolved in water or sugar is dissolved in water, the solution that you get is a true solution. And particle size, the particle size is molecular and the particles can pass through filter paper, right? And it cannot be seen under microscope and do not settle down, because all of you know if sand dissolved in water, so sand settle down at the bottom, but when you dissolve sugar or salt in water, they do not settle down and they cannot be seen under microscope. After dissolving sugar and salt completely, you are not you cannot see the particles of sugar or salt in solution. And how separation? Solute can be recovered from solvent by physical and not by chemical means. But all of you know when you suppose you dissolve salt in water, how you will get back this salt? By how you will separate this water and that salt? By boiling it. And boiling is a what? Or by evaporation, and it is a physical method, right? So a true solution is therefore a mixture and not a compound. Means when salt dissolved in water, if you have a salt solution, if you have a sugar solution, these are true solution and they are a mixture, not a compound. Okay, now next is your saturated and unsaturated solution. Now first is your what is unsaturated solution? A solution which can dissolve more of the solute at a given temperature is called an unsaturated solution at that temperatures. For example, at T degree Celsius, you have 100 gram of water and you are adding first 1 spoon of solute or sugar or salt. It can easily dissolve. Now you can add what? Another one more spoon of salt or sugar. Even when it is also dissolved. So this solution is called what? Unsaturated solution. But what is saturated solution? A solution which can dissolve more of the solute at a given temperature is called a saturated solution. What is saying? Which cannot dissolve more of the solute at a given temperature, then it is called saturated solution at that temperature. Suppose after first spoon can easily dissolve in X gram of water, second spoon is also dissolved, third spoon is also dissolved, but a condition came when the fifth spoon of sugar or salt cannot be dissolved in this water. Now at this time that solution is called saturated solution. Now next is your how can you convert this saturated solution to unsaturated solution? What is saying? Saturated solution can be converted into unsaturated solution. How? By heating the saturated solution slowly. When you start heating the saturated solution, then what's happened? Then you can add more solute in it and it can be easily dissolved. A saturated solution can dissolve more of the solute at a higher temperature. And second is by adding more solvent, or what you do? Add more water in it. So now then what's happened? Again you can dissolve more of solute. If you add more solvent and then you can add more solute in a saturated solution. In this way saturated solution can be converted into unsaturated solution. Okay, now next is your supersaturated solution. It differs from a saturated solution. What is supersaturated solution? It is one which can hold or contain more of the solute at a given temperature present in saturated solution.